Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. As you can see from the title of this video, I will be playing clips from today's Strawberry Letter, where Shirley actually read her own strawberry letter about her own life, her marriage to Ernesto, and then also Steve Harvey. He adds his portion to the strawberry letter, which is him addressing bloggers, Black bloggers to be specifically. So we're going to get into all of the details. I ask that you all please first hit the like button on this video. I would really appreciate it. And also, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. As you can see, I cover celebrity gossip and celebrity news, TV show recaps, okay? And of course, we get inspiration from some of our favorite dynamic women like the lovely Melody Cherie. All right, and you all know the benefits of hitting the like button. It will cause YouTube to recommend this video to more people. All right, so like yourself, I logged in, I actually listened to Mix 92.3 in Detroit to hear the Steve Harvey morning show this morning. I logged in and listened to a good 10 minutes before I logged in for work. And then right after work, I listened to the rest of it on iHeart.com. I'll post the link to the iHeart website in the comments so that you all can check this out in its entirety. I did break it up, allowing me to give my commentary. And also on the iHeart website, it has commercials built in, of course, right? So those were the perfect opportunities to stop so that I could give my commentary. Also, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary of this audio is most certainly allowed. And everything that I'm saying here is alleged. And Mr. Steve Harvey, I'm definitely not trying to be nasty or any stereotypes that you may have about Black bloggers. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on in. So in the first part of Shirley's Strawberry Letter, she talks about her husband's current legal state. And I'm sure that you all have heard some of the charges. If you were to Google his name, there are news reports like Fox 5 Atlanta. There are the alleged fraud accusations. And then there's some even more horrific charges involving the R word, allegedly, and actual battery. If you put an S in front of what I said before the battery, and more within that umbrella, allegedly. That's what he's being accused of. But she describes his current state, and we're going to go ahead and hear Miss Shirley out.
I'll just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home, and Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming to you, coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation. And again, I apologize. I feel terrible. I make no excuses. I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back. Back then, when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife. I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me because I knew once the police and everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that's you, Steve Harvey, it will become, a real big story because it's you, your name. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid, and I felt betrayed, humiliated. It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, how is this my life? Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't, I'd never experienced anything like this. The police came, they took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything. Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends, and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next day was the last time I saw him. He was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day. Well, I'll tell you the rest later, how I got the phone call from jail and all of that. But we'll be back in 23 minutes after the hour with this live strawberry letter.
Okay, so a few things there. Number one, we've all talked ish about someone, right? Someone that you may work with, you may work for, and someone that, you totally don't despise, you don't hate them, but maybe you said something, jokingly. I pretty much think that that is what Shirley did. I think that it does not take away from any respect that she has for Steve Harvey, and it doesn't take away from her enjoyment of working with him. I think she was just talking ish in the moment. Where I think she probably, got caught slipping was really thinking that she could talk so freely on a recorded line while her husband, is allegedly locked up. And, you said it yourself, Shirley, you have this high profile job where you are on a nationally syndicated radio show and you work with an extremely popular and a very well-known comedian, actor, and author. So I would imagine I would have totally had the mindset of like, let me watch what I say. I don't want to say anything embarrassing or hurt anyone's feelings because this could totally get out in the media. I'm just surprised she didn't develop that mindset. But like she said, she was trying to just like encourage her husband so he would just not be focused on his current state. But I guess she just wasn't thinking like, let me think more swiftly, and not say anything that could possibly get out. So I'm going to play the second part of the strawberry letter, and then I'm going to get into my commentary. What I also want to say about the first part is that obviously she clarified that Steve Harvey did not set her up with Ernesto. That was something that had been floating around. She did clarify that. She said it was a friend at that time who's now an ex-friend. And if you've listened to the former jail calls, they're all over YouTube. She had fallen out allegedly with her daughter Sheridan and with her former hairstylist over their disdain for the husband. So she sided with the husband over them. And, again, I just think like you should really take it as a case by case basis and individual. Don't just automatically side with your man. You don't know what time it is. And these are like not your ordinary accusations or names that you would even call someone. The charges are insane. And that is what I said in my video that I made last night. But anyway, let's get into this second part of the strawberry letter. Let me cue it up. And yeah, here we go.
So I was telling you how I found out that he was in jail. I got a call from the jail, and I didn't answer it because I'm like, who would be calling me from jail? I looked at my phone like, jail? Where did this call? It just didn't compute. So I just ignored it. But he got word to me through one of his friends. They texted me that he was at Fulton County Jail. So the next time he called, I picked up, and that was him that I called earlier from jail. And he told me what happened. I thought he would be getting out in a couple of days because that's what he told me. But of course, here we are a year later. Those days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. And like I said, I don't. This is just on and on. Every day is just something, and my life has just been a nightmare ever since, and it's still going on, Steve. I mean, I had no idea that those tapes would be released to the world. I knew that they were being recorded, but I didn't know that they were going to go out to the world. I mean, I was just trying to make conversation with him, trying to, just get him to think about something other than where he was. I was telling him about my day, this particular day, and that was the day we were talking about, on the phone when I said those things about you and the things that you've heard and the world heard. And cut to today, I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Divorce proceedings are underway. And Steve, at this point, all I could say is what I have is my faith. If it wasn't for God, I probably would have, lost my mind or something in this instance. People don't see what happens when these mics go off. Who wants their personal stuff, their private conversations to go out to public? No one wants that. I mean, what can I say to you after this, happened? I was devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. I mean, I thought of everything. I could lose my job. How could I face you? Everything. What I'm going through is what I'm going through, and I've been going through it for over a year. I just haven't spoken about it. Then on top of all that, these tapes come out and I'm talking about you and Marjorie, and you guys are going through your own private hell right now. You didn't need me to contribute to anything, and I thought back, because I knew I had to say something, speak on. You created this term years ago in Los Angeles called reality radio, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is about as real as it gets, Sure. And the reason I'm here before you now, I wanted to say it live on the radio, is because your name is in it. We've been friends for a long time, Stephen, and these jail calls were made public, and I wanted to give you and Marjorie a public apology and to ask for your forgiveness publicly. I just wanted to have a real moment with you. And, I have to tell you, I've been coming to work every day because, it's my only safe haven right now. It gave me a place where I could still be myself and forget my troubles for a little while, and just, do my job. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, of course, Steve, Tommy, Junior, and of course my girl Carla, for the space and the grace that you guys have shown me. This is a very difficult time in my life, if you can imagine. I love you guys. We're family, and I thank you. And I just want to thank everyone. I'm just trying to live. I'm sorry for what you and your wife are going through right now in your life. And I hate your names were dragged into my drama because you certainly don't deserve it. That's it.
Well, Shirley, let me say this. First of all, what's happening to me and Marjorie, I'm going to address that. But let me say this, though. The devil is busy. The devil is busy. And the devil don't come for those he got. He sends those that he has. So now, with all that's going on around us right now, what I do understand, see, this jailhouse conversation you had was last year in October 2022. But the devil know how to pile on at the right time. So this tape that was made in October 2022 gets released right on the heels of all of this to just pile on some more. And I guess you say, it was recorded because, when everybody get that phone call, who ain't had that phone call? Fulton County, we please know yourself phone call. This phone call is being recorded. We come back, we'll address some more. But this strawberry letter looks like it's about to be the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll be back with more for the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
Okay, so from Steve Harvey's vantage point, he is convinced that the releasing of these jail calls are really, like, the bigger picture is really to come at him and Marjorie. I have to slightly disagree with him, only because the angle of Steve Harvey and Marjorie was literally Shirley saying, he went up the stairs and he was winded, and Marjorie looks at us like we're all the help. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like both of those are pretty realistic opinions. I could see him going up the stairs and feeling winded. I'm sure he lives in a massive mansion and he was going up lots of stairs and he perhaps had on like a lot of clothes, a lot of going on, and then he was winded. I mean, for that comment to get out when there's a ton of other jail calls that were released, it's not like she spent every single jail call. There's I saw like at least 8 or 9. And like I've watched, like I would like jump over all of them. So I feel like I've watched like 50, I've listened to like 50% of the calls at least. So I don't feel like she's talking about Steve Harvey and his wife, all throughout the calls. Some of the calls are 20 minutes, some are over 30. I mean, she made a couple comments about them. I think that it's more coincidental that there were those rumors out allegedly that there were some marital problems. And then one of the jail calls that was released, she was talking about them. But I don't think that the bigger picture is like, oh, they're just coming after Steve Harvey and his wife. What do you all think? Please let me know in the comments. Also, she actually announced that divorce proceedings are underway. I'm not sure what that means. Have you officially filed, or are you about to file? Has he been served, or is he about to be served? Something is about to happen. But that's good. I'm just happy that she has decided that she's done with the marriage. I wouldn't even feel safe being married to someone who's been accused of such things. And y'all, I know that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but I also just want women to use their common sense and just think in reality. Again, these are not your run-of-the-mill accusations. It's not like he's being called a cheater, a liar, a 304, bad with money, having a bunch of baby mamas. It's not like you can go inside your average Baptist church and there's like all these rumors about him, or I'm just throwing stuff out there. Like, these are some very serious charges. So this is when, a woman has to totally put herself first and do what is safe and what's best for you. So I'm glad that she has gotten to that point. There was a third part of the strawberry letter I'm not going to play. Is basically her coworker saying, Shirley, we just didn't want to talk about it with you. We didn't want to make you feel bad. We wanted you to feel comfortable at work. We wanted this to be a place where you could, just, work and be free for a little while, keep your mind off of things. And Shirley said, yeah, because I'm a private person anyway. So that's the summary of that third part. Now we're going to get into Steve Harvey judging bloggers. And then all together it's 2 clips. They're a little over 5 minutes. So I'm going to play both and then come back with my commentary. All right.
Our motto has always been to never address bloggers.
Right.
And we don't give it no room or speak.
No life.
No, nothing. Because we know who we are and we know whose we are. And so we don't address bloggers. When this came out, it's a little bit different because it's not gossip, rumor, or malicious lie. It came from the inside circle. Because we're an inside circle. We're a family. And so when it came out, Marjorie is on baby watch right now. We got another grandchild coming, and the baby's due any minute, so Marjorie's over there on baby watch. She's just doing grandmama duty. And Marjorie don't really get into all this right here. And so I didn't really, look, I'm so used to getting beat up, but I didn't know how Marjorie was feeling about everything that's out there. Because these bottom feeders are just beating my wife up. And even though we've made a conscious effort and we said we're not going to address it, I'm tired. And so when this came out, this is how the devil works. I'm going to pile it on. I'm going to go get somebody that worked for me. Because one more time, God don't come. The devil don't come for those he got. He sends the ones he has. So now I'm going to get me a government employee that needs some money, that work in Fulton County. I'm going to get a hold of him. I'm going to release these tapes. I'm going to get him to need a little bit of money. I'm going to give it to this female blogger, and she going to get a little bit of money. And now I was sober. But the timing of it was ugly because of everything else that's going on right now. And it made it look like Shirley was piling on. And that wasn't her intent, but it happened. Like I say, I understand. The part I'm coming with now is because it's been so ugly for my wife, man. And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife. And I've stood there trying not to say nothing. But I'm not a blog. Me, Shirley, Carla, Tommy, Mississippi Jr., we ain't a blog. We're a real media platform. And I don't know if you all know what it's like to wake up every morning that we get up. And our job and mission is to brighten your day. And it don't matter how dark our day is. We got the job to be the morning show. And we got to put on the show. And Tommy come in here with Junior coming here off a crisis with sickle cell. Tommy coming here with bad news. Tommy getting hit with cancer. Shirley going through her life right here. Carla got a whole family over here. Everybody got crosses to bear. But we got to come in here anyway, and we got to be the morning show. In spite of what's happening in our life, when it ain't funny or fun or inspirational or motivational or informative at all, we just in here trying to make it. So what I'm about to do now is clear up a few things. And the comment that came out, it was untimely. But that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why that's why a whole lot of stuff we don't do. But when I come back, we'll be back. And my fat wheezing ass will straighten all this out.
I said I was sorry. I'm sorry. I was concerned.
My fat wheezing ass going up these steps.
You were winded, though.
I'm sorry, all you won't hear what I heard.
You're listening.
She's been in this pain for 17 years with me. And so now what I want to do right now, I want to tell you something about my wife. Because we sitting up in here and we dealing with stuff and that y'all just printing lies and rumors and the viciousness of it is what I'm finna talk about. Now, let me tell you something. Normally we don't care nothing about your blogs and all this here, but I'm really tired of y'all, man. And you know the sad thing behind all of this? The majority of these blogs, they black people. The very people that we try to uphold and uplift the most. What all of our foundation is about saving and changing the lives of young black people. And then it's the black bloggers that's the nastiest when it comes to all of us. And that's the part I want to get at, and then I'm gonna let it go. Because after today, ain't no more. After today, there will be no more. So when we come back, we'll be more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm so sick of the strawberry letter.
You're listening.
Okay, so let's talk about a few things here. So he was talking about Steve Harvey was addressing the bloggers. He called the bloggers bottom feeders. He said that they don't really care about blogs because his staff, they are a legitimate media platform. And Mr. Harvey, I have to say that when it comes to media is very varied. There is a variety of different platforms through which media presents itself. There's print newspapers, print magazines, then there's online magazines. There's also TV magazines like Entertainment Tonight, Hollywood Access, those types of shows. They're called TV magazines, magazine TV shows. And even your local TV stations, they have their online platforms. I hardly ever watch the news on my smart TV. If I do, it's because I worked out. I did a YouTube workout. Then I just saw what was on network TV and it was the news and I checked out a story. But I typically watch online my local news stories. I watch it on YouTube. That is how I watch them. So those are all legitimate media platforms. So is YouTube. The local news stations have YouTube channels. The cable news networks like MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, they have YouTube channels. They have websites. It's all interconnected. It's all media, sir. And so are the bloggers. I know that you may not agree with what some bloggers sometimes say about you and your family. And I'm not saying that everything that you hear about you and your family is kind or correct or appropriate. But it is a legitimate media outlet. It is a legitimate form of media, for sure. There's always been celebrity gossip. I've said this in other videos when I was a little girl and I would go to the grocery store with mama, and in the lines, we're waiting for the cashier, there would be the tabloids. And who would always be plastered on the tabloids was Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Oprah Winfrey. When I was a child, that is my memory. And, I would think to myself as a kid, that's so mean. The tabloids would always make fun of Michael Jackson and Oprah's weight and Whitney. So I'm not invalidating what Mr. Harvey is saying, okay, and his frustration with the blogs. But as a celebrity, it does happen, unfortunately, and the blogs are a legitimate form of media. So he wanted to make clear, perhaps there's an opinion about Marjorie in relation to his wealth and perhaps, what her interest could be. So he just wanted to lay it out clearly with a timeline of where he was financially and how he rebuilt. Even Melody talked about it on her IG stories today. I'm going to make a separate video about that. But here's what Mr. Harvey had to say.
So paperwork came out. But in 2005, let me help you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had, May 10th. Steve Harvey had no money. Got with Marjorie again New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006. We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007. I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had 4 stations in 2005. 4. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no name. And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl. Because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about. But don't worry about it because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tiger two-handed, sir. Thank you for doing that. And you're not going to split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is. And she the best chick I know. Now I'm defending her. And you can feel how you want to feel about that. That's the God in me. But now let me give you one piece of Steve Harvey. If I see your ass.
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
So kudos to Mr. Steve Harvey for defending his wife as he should. I'm glad that he has her back and he is man enough to speak up for her. I know that he kind of attaches a race to it. And I guess he assumes that the really nasty bloggers are the black bloggers, and it's kind of like that black guilt, so to speak. But I just really feel like blogging, and I'm a blogger, right? With each day, I take myself more and more seriously as a blogger. I enjoy it, but I want to be in that number, And so it's a legitimate form of media, and I'm glad that he stuck up for her. I could care less of, if she's like, after his money or anything, because I know he's extremely wealthy, but I never really saw him as an idiot or as a dummy. And I just feel like he has a companion and that the two of them got together. They ended up liking each other. And as far as I know, they're still married. I don't know them enough. And it's not like they're on a reality TV show where I can kind of see some conversations, try and see if they're gelling. Is it fake? Are they not really feeling each other? There's none of that. So I have no opinion or judgments on their marriage. And I'm just glad that, they're doing great. Steve Harvey is doing amazing. Now, on my video last night, I talked about, when he wrote that book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. not just him, but other people, whenever they're giving like dating advice, the angle is always what the woman is doing wrong. And there's never any feedback or mentoring towards men, especially in the Black community. I feel like Black men, they're never trained on the benefits of marriage and some of the pluses, not just sex. Or, I've heard, I remember listening to like a local Detroit radio station on the way to work, and this guy said, "Oh, I love being married. I love that extra check." He referred to his wife as a paycheck, but not those aren't the only benefits of being married, but just really that companionship or raising children together, building wealth together, So I feel like that never gets taught to our men. It's just what women are being taught wrong. And that was just, in my opinion, about the book. And then he's not the only one. I feel like the gospel singer Erica Campbell, sometimes her views towards why you're single, and it's always directed at a woman. It's always what you're doing wrong, allegedly. And I have been a huge fan of Erica Campbell and Mary Mary. So when her morning show, when it kind of went in that direction, like, we're going to talk about marriage and it's going to always be about what the woman does wrong, I was just like, Erica, kind of disappointing, but whatever. There's money to be made in that marriage industry, with the writing the books and, doing the book tours and the conferences and speaking to women who really, 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 really want to be married, and the podcast. So I get it, but yes, Steve Harvey, he's doing wonderful. I didn't realize that he went through so much financially in those early 2000s. So it's amazing how everything has been restored. So I want to know from you all, what do you all think about today's strawberry letter? I am relieved that, it sounds like Shirley is filing for divorce. And I want to know your thoughts. Please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. The Monday workday is over, thank God, okay? And little like touches of fall is definitely here in Michigan, definitely cooler mornings and cooler nights. So I will talk with y'all soon. Bye.